Chris and Jo Beaumont established the Belize Chocolate Company more than 15 years ago on Ambergris Key. Today, they sell some 200 products inside the Belize Chocolate Shop on Barrier Reef Drive in San Pedro Town.
When we first came to Belize, which was 25 years ago, we were windsurfing and sailing instructors. We set up a very small business outside the Holiday Hotel where we were renting out windsurfing equipment and teaching local tourists. We did that for about 5 years, and then in 2007 we went down to Punta Gorda to the first Cacao Festival, bought a bag of beans and started experimenting.
In 2012, Jo and Chris decided that it was time for them to open a shop. They now employ 20 residents at the store, as well as their newly built factory. Chris gave us a tour of the facility. He showed us how their products are made.
We buy beans from southern Belize, from small family farms and some other cooperatives there. We bring them here onto the island, 1,000, 1,500 pounds at a time. The first part of the process we do here on the island is to roast those beans. We have a commercial coffee roaster, a drum roaster. We roast about 40 pounds at a time in that machine. It takes about 18 to 20 minutes. Once we've done the roasting, then we do a process called winnowing. The winnowing process separates the shell from the nib of the bean. The shell, as you saw, we use for tea and stuff like that, which is great. The nib is the part we use to make our chocolate. The nib goes either to make chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, or it goes to make 100% liqueur, so then we can separate it into cocoa powder and cocoa butter. We have a cocoa butter press from the Hershey's days, it's actually from an Italian press from the 1970s. So it's a great machine, and it squeezes out the cocoa butter and leaves us with these big round press cakes as well. The chocolate goes from there, and once we've ground the chocolate in some of these big what we call wet grinders. It's a steel drummer you saw them with the stone rollers inside, and that grinds in there for 24 hours, 48 hours to make either our milk white or dark chocolate. From there, goes into the middle part of our factory where we have the baking, the dipping, the products are made, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And then we go to the cool room. Cool room is where it's nice and cold to get that chocolate to set up nice and well. It's where we make our bars as well. And from there it goes into the packing room.
Inside the packing room, each product is packaged and labeled manually. They are then ready to be sold to wholesale and retail customers, as well as inside the store. We got a first-hand look at one of the company's unique products that combines chocolate and art. It is called the Art Bar, and it is yet to hit the market.
The Art Bar, we haven't quite launched it yet, but it's a new packaging. It's the same cacao bar, but we wanted to shake it up a bit. So we approached 4 Belizean artists, and we have used their artwork and made it into a new package. And a percentage of every bar sold is going to go back into primary schools and high schools, local high school and primary schools for art supplies and school supplies. Ambergris Key is a prime tourist destination in Belize. The Belize Chocolate Company has created a delectable experience for visitors and locals alike. Jo and Chris Beaumont have also created a space at their shop for chocolate making classes.
The class, which we do twice or 3 times a week, really takes people through that whole process that you went through today. We have initial video about the Maya people and their history. We talk a little bit about how it came from this pod grown in this fruit grown in the jungles of Central and South America to a chocolate bar. And then we talk and smell and taste our way through the whole process. The most fulfilling thing really is being able to produce something Belizean that we know is fantastic, and people come in and even Belizeans, we don't realize we have this thing that is so fantastic, and it's something that's amazing that has always been grown here, and the sugar's here and the beans are here. So it's just brilliant that we can do something so fantastic, and from here for here. My vision is that we would like to export a little bit more. When we first started, my vision was that we would be an award-winning company, which we are. I think really the vision now is to employ more people, to make the process more smoother, and to export more. Yeah, so that really getting the name getting the name of Belize as a chocolate industry out a little bit more than it has been. And we've always grown these fantastic beans, but the world doesn't really know that much about Belize and chocolate, for sure.
But also it would be nice to put Belize as a chocolate maker on the map, because the beans get exported a lot, and so there are a lot of American chocolate companies and British chocolate companies, and you're using Belize beans, but it's not being made here. So the fact that we are making really good Belizean chocolate here is really important.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.